Yeah, okay, good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe in. Dropping heat like every season. Underdog like Willie Beeman. Classic like Dom singing. Blasting like bombs.
We got into the weeds about we witnessed greatness and record setting from Josh Allen. Of course, we did our conviction predictions. We have some ones we wish we could take back at the very end there. QB corner was sort of interesting. In the middle there, we got a little bit too in depth about Brock Purdy, but
yeah, and I need to know if I can wear a Kyle Manzardo jersey.
All that and more on this week's show. Stick around to find out. I'm Devin. That's Zane. This is Buffet Sports. Good chow. So Joe Burrow was on a perk tonight.
He looked like he was on a perk.
He looked like he was on a perk. Sad night for me though. Sad night for me. I've tried the new first quarter betting thing that's gone on with that's on FanDuel, and I was 0 for 2, and I hit tonight, so I'm 1 for 3 now. But I almost had the parlay, like it was almost done in the first half, and we just needed T. Higgins to go for over 40 yards. He ended up with 23.
Hell yeah,
23. That's what ended up cooking the night for us. So that was fun.
You know, it probably wouldn't have been a close game if they would have thrown it to T instead of Yaya Vasic or whatever his name is.
Josivac?
Yeah, Josivac.
Yeah, Josivac. I don't know. That team's, the Bengals, you look at this game and they're just so explosive, and then you watch them in the second half and it's like, they had an explosive moment at the end that ended up winning them the game. Jamar's that guy, but
yeah, of course he is.
That was close. That was a tough game. That was probably a bit closer than they wanted to be.
Almost called that game. The Cowboys definitely did look a lot better than they have done in the weeks before.
Yeah.
Excited to see what maybe they can do.
Micah was crying.
Yeah, Micah was crying, flipping what's their owner's name?
Jerry?
Jerry. Yes, I was being dead ass. Yeah, Jerry was pissed. Everybody's pissed. I don't know. They're definitely going to blow everything up. Maybe Micah even leaves after this year.
I don't think he'll leave. There's too much. They can offer him too much money. They can offer him more than any other franchise.
He loves it too much.
I don't know. I guess. Speaking of another team that was crying this week, the Bears.
Yeah, flipping Bears.
So what do they do from here? Because obviously, if you're a football fan, you saw what happened on Sunday.
What is the Bears' plan moving forward?
4 yards, a first down in the first half. That pretty much tells the story.
Mm-hmm. And then last week, it was sort of the same story.
Yeah.
They couldn't move the ball.
Well, yeah, to a degree. This week was worse, though, because they fired the head coach.
Yeah.
Last week was a little bit better. They had the explosion in the second half, but I think ultimately it comes down to they just put so much on Thomas Bryan, I think is his name's, plate in this first game as a head coach.
Yeah.
End of the season, or not even mid-season, end of the season, it was just too much. Caleb looked terrible. You have a theory that Caleb's just playing terrible to get people fired. I don't disagree with you. That's the problem. Okay. I don't disagree with you.
This is my fourth time saying this. Again, I am a conspiracy theorist when it comes to the NFL. But it does just seem funny how he plays when he is upset with offensive coordinators and coaches compared to how he plays when they get fired. He tries. To me, it looks like he tries a lot harder. To me.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way, it was a terrible half. He cooked another one of my parlays. I had him for 175 yards. You're telling me that the first overall pick can't throw for 175 yards versus the depleted Niners?
But, okay, so give me your quick take. What do they do now to win football games? What do they do? Do they tank?
Year?
Do they tank?
This year?
Yeah.
They can't. They're not going to win football games.
So they tank and get another high first overall pick? They had two of them last year.
Another pick. Yeah, they're going to get another high pick probably. In this, there's no point to win games. What are you gaining from winning games? You're just hurting your draft stock, and it's another asset for whatever coach you're going to try and lure over that saying, hey, we've got a top 10 overall pick. Mm-hmm. So you're also getting the number 1 pick from last year. You're getting a number 1 pick, the number 8 pick. You're getting DJ Moore, Caleb?
Who?
Allen?
Keenan. I thought you forgot who Caleb Williams was.
No, Keenan Allen, a great defense, and then, by the way, you're getting a top 10 overall pick this year. Good Lord, why aren't they better at football?
But last year, it was like you got a great defense, you have an offense, you're bringing Keenan Allen, you have DJ Moore, and you have 2 high first
Yeah, I
picks.
mean, Shane Wardren is a problem. Like, Shane Wardren, their GM is a problem. No one wants to work with that guy. But it just adds another piece to the puzzle of like, hey, look, and then some guy who's just like hungry and wants a shot will take the job and then get fired by week 4. So, I mean...
I will say on my prediction about not Rome, I think Rome's a great player. I had him on my fantasy team. I took him. I think he's a great player. But I had a clip where I said that taking Rome with your 8th overall pick was a bad decision. You should have picked up an offensive lineman. And I
honestly think that they should have went after one of the edge rushers, if I'm being honest.
Edge rushers?
I think they could have, like, we see what Jared
somebody
Verse
else
is
besides a wide
in
receiver.
LA.
Yeah.
I think that could have been adding that to that defense to be able to apply pressure and be able to get your team off the field in those third downs. Because looking at the play-by-play in that Niners game, in the second half I was looking at it, there were multiple opportunities where they had the Niners pinned on third down, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 11, and they couldn't get them off the field. And having that just elite edge rusher, because the Bears defense as a whole is really good, but they don't, other than Jalen Johnson, Bears fans, don't crucify me, I don't know of any other guy that the media talks about as like game wrecker.
Yeah.
They need that game wrecker at edge.
Yeah, so basically Bears are...
They should just lose out.
They should lose out, get another high pick, get another wide receiver, because Caleb needs more weapons than he already has. Maybe even a tight end. Honestly, I would have liked a tight end, just somebody who could block.
I mean, Cole Kmet's there. He's good.
Yeah,
he does his job.
Cole's good. Anyways.
Yeah. Speaking of Jared Verse, dude, the Rams, 42-44. These boys are absolutely absurd. We're going to talk about the quarterbacks in specific a little bit later in the show, but we can't not talk about Josh Allen making history 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
And just doing wild. Six total touchdowns, 3 passing, 3 running, and they're not Jalen Hurts that like where they're cheap. They are, hey you, I'm gonna run through your galldarn face. Okay, get ready. Like we might be watching one of the literal greatest talents of all time.
And you know what he is this week?
Is it a repeat? Is this a 2 week in a row?
So this is the first time you've done it for me. You have done the white man of the week spiel for me.
Oh, no.
Yes. Josh Allen was my white man of the week. Obviously, there was a lot of great white hopes this week in the NFL. There was.
Honest to God.
But you can't, like, when somebody breaks an NFL record, like a really prominent, like, hard record break, it's not like he threw for over 200 yards when the wind is blowing at 16 degrees south. You know, it's not one of those records.
Right.
This is a real record that he broke. He had to have won it. I was sad because I didn't know how I was going to have a spiel about the guy going back-to-back about, like, a great quarterback, because that's not what the award is. But you did it for me.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Josh, you are, I'm pretty sure he's our first back-to-back white man of the week.
Beautiful.
I am in love with you.
You had to do it for Haley. No, but really that game was just absolutely absurd.
Yeah,
like Matt Stafford, they're both in the top 3 for me when we get to QB corner. In comparison, oddly enough, Matt Stafford got like completely overlooked. He had a good game, but it wasn't obviously it wasn't Josh Allen level.
Yeah.
Really, the aliens in this game were Puka Nacua and Josh Allen.
I am so happy we're in a dynasty because people like Puka, I can't take it like mentally losing him. Like he's like this is a fantasy football team, but he is like the core piece of the team that I've built.
Yeah.
Is people like Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
And I love him.
I don't have a core piece.
Yeah, you don't have a core piece. No. But like for me, like he's my core piece. Him and Joe.
I think I'm like my reset is now Brian Thomas Jr. is my core piece going forward if they can ever get a quarterback down there,
Yeah, if the Rams would have gotten healthy earlier, it would have been what it was
we talked about this, and we were like, and I was saying this, like, you were talking about this earlier in the year. I was having a piss fit that night, but, like, I just want to see the Rams healthy for an entire year. Like in the league that we're watching today, and we talk about the Chiefs being the team where we want to see them blow teams out.
Yeah.
The Rams literally could be having a Lions run this year. Like they could be a 13, 14 win team this year if they were healthy from week 1. Their running game, Kyron Williams is a dog. Cooper Kupp has his moments. He's not as flashy as he once was.
Cooper's one of the best number 2 wide receivers in the league.
He might be the best.
Yeah, the best number 2. Like
he might be.
He's old enough now to where he's not the number 1. He just because
Jordan Addison's pretty close.
Yeah, Jordan's had some great games.
Jordan's had some really good games. I mean, you could argue. I mean, Juwan's the number 1, so never mind.
Yeah.
He's up there. He's up there definitely. Like I'd have to really look down the list here. Jalen Waddle's there, but he's injury prone. I'd have to look down the list here, but Cooper Kupp is top 3.
I think he is the number 1 because sometimes we still think he's the number 1.
Yeah.
And I don't think we think that with all these other number 2s we're talking about.
That's true. Yeah, T is not.
Like there's certain games where Cooper's still the number 1 on that offense.
Yeah. That's true. But yeah, Puka Nacua is an alien. 162, 12 catches, 162, a rushing tug, and a receiving tug.
Receiving tug, which was a screen pass, basically another rushing tug.
Yeah. So, I mean, that guy's an alien. He catches everything that's thrown his way. And then, just a wild game. Like, I in the first quarter, I was like, I hope this is just a shootout. We get, 40-40. Like, that game was as close as we've gotten to Rams Chiefs.
Yeah.
That game that was just absurd in that. So that's the closest we've gotten. That was fun. We haven't gotten to see a lot of those because we've seen the Lions just roll over teams this year, but we haven't seen a true shootout where it's competitive.
Yeah, we haven't seen that basically at all.
Yeah. So that was a super fun game. That was the only game we had on the TV during that time slot, and I'm glad. I'm so glad that we didn't get the Seahawks Cardinals game.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
Don't get me started on the Cardinals. All right.
Yeah, we don't even.
I talk about them every week. Yeah. It's always the same thing. But talking about a team that is anti-shootout, anti-fun, they're basically the teacher of the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Kansas City Chiefs are the most boring NFL team to ever exist.
They're not, but that's the thing though, is they're not boring because it's
what's fun about watching them?
No, see, that's the difference. They're not boring, but they're not fun.
So they're lukewarm.
No, they're boiling hot.
What do you mean they're boiling hot?
Like you pour boiling hot, I pour boiling hot water on you, you're going to freak out. Do you like it? No. But are you going to freak out? Yeah. Okay, that's the Chiefs. They are boiling hot water, and no one likes it, but you got to deal with it. And I said this last year, and I'm a victim of this year too. We're all mad because they've got more wins than every single franchise in the league. They've got more Super Bowls than any franchise in the last 5 years, and they've got the best quarterback in the NFL who's locked up there for the foreseeable next decade.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to watch this for the next fucking decade and just deal with it.
Just deal with it.
And just deal with it.
No, because when Patrick was first in the league, when he first came out in the league, he was shooting ropes.
But he also had a Tyreek Hill that was deep ball threat. He hasn't had a true we'll have to see what Xavier Worthy develops into, but
and Rasheed's not here right now because Patrick broke his ACL.
Yeah. Rasheed's not there, but we'll see what Xavier Worthy develops into. Obviously, he's got to put some meat on his body, but he could be that next Tyreek that we're why do we let him have the fastest man in the NFL?
I know.
And
the Bills did it as well.
Right. What are we doing?
Yeah.
So, it's not I saw a take from John Middlecoff this week, and I begrudgingly agree with him. If this wasn't in the social media era or in betting era where we didn't talk about spreads so much and them covering and then blowing a team out, we would be looking at this like the Patriots. This is absolutely incredible what they do every week, that they go into every one of these games and win.
I don't know.
I think that still there would obviously be the haters, but I think there's a little bit of the argument that what we talk about of we want you to blow a team out. There's an element of that we're fans. We want to see you blow a team out.
Well,
if you're
it's
that
also
dominant.
I think even Kansas City fans, if we weren't talking about Kansas City Chiefs, they would agree that blowing a team out, dominance is winning in the NFL.
Yeah, and I don't.
That's more impressive than winning by a close game, especially when you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't think that
Panthers.
I don't think that they're dominant. I just I said this when we were watching the game. Eventually, it's going to correct. Mm-hmm. And for them, what sucks about it, for Chiefs fans and the Chiefs, is it's going to be the playoffs. Like, if you look at the statistics, we look at the Vikings last year or a couple years ago when Kirk won all those one-score games, and then they came out the next year and they were dog shit, and then Kirk tore his ACL. Mm-hmm. Not saying that Patrick's going to tear his ACL, by no means. Yeah. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, no.
So, but it's going to, like, the stats and the luck will course correct at some point. Mm. And the way it's looking right now, if it doesn't all come crashing down during the end of the regular season, there's going to be moments in the playoffs where it is just like that. We might see them get like, if they play the Bills, we might see them get absolutely blown out, and everyone's like, what happened? Where was this? It was just literally the game of chance finally hitting the right point in the bell curve.
And we saw it last year. Like, people were giving me crap for saying that a lot of these one-score games were luck. I mean, last year, like, what do you count that? Because they said it was coaching. That's the reason why the Kansas City Chiefs are winning all these one-score games.
Yeah.
So was it coaching last year when they were losing all these one-score games, when there was penalties that were costing them games? Because you remember, the Chiefs were in turmoil during the regular season, and then they turned it on in the playoffs. So was it coaching then?
It's just unprecedented what they're doing. Like statistically, when you look at it, like in a, it just doesn't make sense. Like,
yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Like, by year 3, you'd think that they're like they're the favorites because they're gonna make the Super Bowl because they've won it 2 times in a row, right? Mm-hmm. They're really good. We trust them, but they come into the playoffs at like 11-6, right? And it's a tough year, but it's like they just get better.
Yeah, it's like they're not playing.
It's like they didn't.
NFL.
Right. It's like they didn't win that fatigue that we talk about with winning multiple championships, with being one of the best teams. It just isn't there now. Given Justin Herbert threw for 213 and a tug with Josh Palmer, Quentin Johnston, and Smart. I don't even know his first name.
Yeah, Smart. Will Dissly went out. Everybody went out.
Right, everyone out. So Herbie put up 213 with those weapons. The week before that, we saw Aiden O'Connell throw for 313. The Chiefs' defense, this is the first game outside of, like, there were signs of it in the Raiders game. This was the first game where you look at them and you're like, not only are they mortal, they're wearing down.
Yeah, the defense.
And so,
for sure.
Right, the defense is wearing down. So I don't. That has cause for concern when we're looking at the Chiefs in the back end of the schedule, because it's not like they've got a couple. I think they've got a couple cupcake games, but like it's not an easy schedule down the stretch. So I know it was just 213, but to put up 213 with those weapons, the defense is wearing down. We might see them kind of. We might see the course correct earlier than the playoffs, even. I think.
Well, let's keep it in Kansas City because. Like I said, we did post our predictions, Chargers versus Kansas City Chiefs. Oh. And we got a lot of comments on that video.
Yeah.
This week specifically, I don't know if on a bigger channel somebody did this and then now it's like a meme within the football community.
Okay.
We have gotten so many comments asking for a part 2 or an apology about our predictions. I'm not kidding. People are asking for us to... There was a person who asked for an apology about our predictions because we got it wrong. Oh. They're like, they should really make a second video apologizing about getting it wrong. I just want to
That's how predictions work, guys. I don't know if you know that, but it's a 50-50 chance that you... there's 2 options, and you have to pick one, and sometimes you get it wrong. I don't know if you guys know that. Actually, no. I'm sure you guys do because none of you have hit a parlay in weeks. So,
Well, I want to make this very clear. All right, on that Chargers versus Chiefs video, my logic for picking the Chargers was a funny wordplay joke based on human ejaculate. That's the logic I used. I'm not going to apologize.
And my pick was I literally said, fuck it, Chargers.
Yeah, you literally said, like, the Chargers shouldn't win this game.
Yeah.
I'm not going to apologize. Actually, you know what? Let's be men here. For the rest of this season, next season, the next 10 seasons, this will be your only apology. For all of those, I'm sorry that for the prediction that we do every week about every NFL team, I'm sorry I did not pick your team. That's my bad.
I'm not apologizing. Go f*** yourself.
Bro, I saw those, and there's multiple. There's multiple people like asking for a part 2, an apology. I'm like, what are we doing?
Dude, no, like, and that's the wildest part about it is they act like it was like a blowout or something. Like,
yeah,
it was 17
by 2
19.
points.
Yeah.
They won by 2 points.
17-19, and it was the doink for the division.
Yeah.
Like, it was.
Bro, the Lions Texans game where Jared Goff threw 5 interceptions and they came back and won. People were like, you guys are so dumb.
Yeah.
You guys are a bunch of morons.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, we weren't that far off. Speaking of the Lions, let's talk a little bit about this Packers-Lions game because it mattered a ton when we look at the overall scheme of things here, and then it'll lead us into our QB corner unless you have anything else. So, Packers-Lions, this is by far the best coaching job that we've seen this year. Dan Campbell literally was pulling guys off the street to come play football for them.
Yeah.
Jamal Adams was playing in the second quarter, and they found a way to beat the Packers, and it was the biggest kahunas play call of the season.
Yeah.
To say, I know we lost in the we lost in the
playoffs,
in the divisional, or not in the divisional, sorry, the NFC Championship doing this. But this is who we are. I don't care if you and me are playing defense for the Lions.
Yeah.
We are going to run it on 4th and 1 and end this game. I'm not even going to entertain the idea of giving Jordan Love this shot. I believe in my team. I believe in the O-line. I believe in David Montgomery. I believe in Jared Goff. We are going to go execute this play and win this football game. That is massive in a culture perspective, in a playoff perspective, because it keeps them in the driver's seat right now. For one, it's not over, but it keeps them in the driver's seat. Massive win for the Lions.
I think that's the only way that they can continue with the amount of injuries that they have. I think having Dan Campbell make those decisions, I think they're 60% on 4th down.
Something absurd.
Some insane stat on 4th down.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can win is
what's a punt?
Yeah. And I heard a stat, the Detroit Lions punter is actually statistically great because, he doesn't get on the field a lot, but when he does, he flipping rocks that
He's
thing.
awesome. Dude,
yeah, he's
best
awesome.
job in the league.
Lions
punter?
Yeah, Lions punter? Oh, my God. How much are you getting paid a year?
Yeah.
Where you got to walk on the field every couple of weeks? I mean, what's going on?
Yeah, dude.
I'd kill a man for that job.
Yeah, that's a great job.
But back to the point.
Yeah.
I think following Dan Campbell's culture is the only way you get to a Super Bowl. So every 4th down, it could be 4th and 10.
And they're so bought in.
Yeah, it can be 4th and 10. Just go for it. Just do what you can.
I mean, with how dominant the Lions are in the plus side of the field, that it's to me, it's almost like it's just this is a stretch. If it's within 4 yards on 4th down and you're in the plus side of the field, I'm going for it. If I'm the Lions, I'm going for it.
Yeah, and it's only crazy because it's not commonplace. We thought going for it on 4th down last year was crazy. Now look at the NFL. I know that it's because of the rule change, but that's a portion of it. To me, I'm not going to count out Dan Campbell influencing the league with that, especially when he's doing it at a 60% conversion rating.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, but even in that situation, I think Brandon Staley, before he got fired for the Chargers, might have done it. I think Mike McDaniels may do it. Mm-hmm. And I think maybe Sean McVay. Outside of that, though, I don't know if there's another team in the league. And all those guys that I named off, outside of Brandon Staley, because he's insane. Yeah. Sean McVay and Mike McDaniels, the offense has to be red hot.
Yeah.
Even in that scenario. Dan Campbell's the only guy that I think has the balls in that moment to say, I believe in my team.
And that's how they will get to the Super Bowl, and that's how they will win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Is just playing with 4 downs while everyone else is playing with 3.
And look, they've got a mini bye this week. And so they're going to get not everyone back, but the cavalry's going to start to assemble. And so they're going to get some. What is he doing?
Chilling.
So yeah, I think that they're going to get some guys back. They're going to have to go into this, but just massive win against the Packers.
All right, last thing I have, and then we can get in the QB corner. I've been thinking about buying some merch, some jerseys. Is it weird if I buy Kyle Manzardo's jersey and start wearing it? Now, for the audience that doesn't know, Kyle Manzardo is in the MLB.
Yes.
With how bad the NBA is, me and him have been one to get into baseball. Kyle Manzardo went to our high school. Yeah. I knew the guy. I didn't. We were not friends. He was in like the friend group that I was in. All right, we're like acquaintances. So it's not like I'm wearing one of my friend's jerseys. But he is a guy. He's just 1 year older than me. Is it weird if I buy his jersey and start wearing it?
It would be weird for me. For me to do it.
For you to do it?
Yeah, it'd be weird for me to do it.
You're supporting a guy who went to our high school. He's now in the MLB.
I think I can support him without wearing his jersey. Like, I think it's weird for me. Yeah. I think it's weird for me because I'm not even like, maybe. I don't know. Kyle's such a chill guy. He is a chill guy.
He is a chill guy.
He's a chill guy. Maybe he
Kyle
wouldn't
is
care.
a chill guy.
But we can just be his personal cheerleaders at home watching every Cleveland Guardians game. I think it would be weird for me. You probably know him better than I do.
Well, okay, let me give you context. I've probably only had one or two like one-on-one conversations with him. Like it was probably like at the lunch table, like he sat down and I just said like, "Hey, how you doing? How's the baseball team?" Like that was probably it.
Yeah.
But like my friends.
Actually, I don't think it's that weird. We're supporting a guy who went to our high school who's in the big league now, and we're just making.
And it's not like we're in Ohio or LA where there's like 15 guys. Like he's a rare specimen.
Yeah, supporting a hometown guy. Maybe it's not that weird. I think it's weird to our like people who know us is gonna be like, why are you wearing a comment? But to normal people, like if someone were to just pop on the channel and be like, who's that jersey? We went to high school with him.
Comments. Is it weird if I buy a Kyle Manzardo jersey, start wearing it all the time, maybe start sleeping in it? Okay. I don't know.
Now it's game. All right, let's talk about our QBs. We got into them a little bit. Where's my pen? It's in my balls. All right, this is QB Corner. In this segment, Zane and I rank the top 10 quarterbacks from this week going into next week based on statistics, statistical greatness, and level of
No, you
I
forgot
doubled
our
it.
balls.
I doubled it.
Yeah.
In this segment, Zane and I rank the top 10 quarterbacks based on statistical greatness, the feeling in our balls, and level of difficulty. This is QB Corner. Let's jump in. Number 1, 2 weeks in a row, it's got to be Josh, doing things that we've never seen before. I can rattle off the stats if you really want me to.
Rattle them off real quick.
22 of 37, 342, 3 tugs, no interceptions, 10 rushes, 82 rushing yards. By the way, the rushing leader for the Bills. 3 rub tugs. Coming back in the second half. They lost, but it's 42-44.
I know. And I'm not a fan of what I'm about to do. I feel like I'm going to betray one of my best friends who's named Josh Allen. But I'm going to counter with Sam Darnold, 22 for 28.
I have him at 2, but he didn't break an NFL record. He did break a franchise record.
Yep.
But he did not break an NFL record.
But he won versus the previous franchise quarterback. The most important thing there is he won. So
I know.
Off of he was only incomplete. What am I trying to say? 6 incompletions. That's it.
I know.
That entire game.
I know, and I've got him at
5 TDs.
I've got him at 2. But it's just like if you really want to, we can flip them. But like that, NFL record.
I know. NFL record's crazy. I just had to do it because he lost.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Let's leave it up to the folks at home watching. This week, Sam Darnold or Josh Allen, who had better QB play?
I think they're all going to agree with me.
I think so, too.
I think so.
I got to give Sammy Boy a little bit of...
1 and 2, we'll have them right here. 1 and 2, Josh or Sam, let us know. What do you want to do for now, at least, for what we're going to put in?
We'll go you, me.
Okay, so Allen, Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, at 3 then, since we knocked out 1 and 2 like that, if I can spell. Okay, there we go. 3, I've got Stafford. because he did.
He won.
He won, put up 44 in that game. Was not a like off the walls game, but what it meant for the franchise and for the playoff picture was pretty big. And beating a juggernaut in the Bills is huge against a guy who broke an NFL record. So 23 of 30, 320, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. W against the Bills.
I'm going to counter again.
Okay.
This definitely level of difficulty you win, but I'm going to go based off of completion percentage.
Okay.
Brock Purdy, 20 for 25, 325, 2 TDs. He only missed 5 throws.
That was tough.
I'm having a hard time talking about incompletion ratio.
I don't disagree with you. I've got Purdy at 6. I have
6.
Yeah, I have him at 6. Because at the end of the day, it was the Bears defense, but it was the Bears.
Yeah, it was the Bears, and it wasn't a competitive game for sure. But it is the Bears defense, and they are also in the playoff hunt.
Not really, though.
They are.
Are they with 4 wins?
What's their record? Can you look it up?
I think they're 4-8. I want to say they're 4-8. It's not pretty, whatever it is. Let's take a gander.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
The Bears are 4-9.
What are the 49ers?
6-7.
So 49ers they are in the playoff hunt.
Yeah, the Bears are. I mean, they probably are they haven't been mathematically eliminated, but I mean, it's going to be a tough road. They've got the Vikings, Bears, Seahawks, Packers. Not exactly the most not exactly the most graceful schedule.
Yeah, no.
To end the year.
Definitely not.
Anyways, we're getting off track. So
we can give Matt number 3 for level of difficulty because it is the Bills as a whole, and it was a very close game that they won at the very end of it. So I'm fine with that.
Okay.
But I will keep Brock here, and if you can counter with somebody for number 4.
Okay, so Stafford at 3. Okay, so Stafford at 3. 4 is where I had Burrow tonight. Absolutely ridiculous game in the first half. Total stats, 33 of 44, so 11 incompletions, 369, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, which we both kind of just looked at each other and I don't even know what that was. It wasn't fluky, but it wasn't, I don't know, it was weird. But 1 interception. That is who I have at 4. And then at 5, I have Goff for that performance against the Packers, 32 of 41, 283, 3 tugs, 1 interception, and should have been a rushing touchdown. But it wasn't. 4 of 7, no touches.
I'll give you Burrow because I didn't have his stats when I made this, and he for sure deserves that spot. But I will say Brock was better than Goff this week.
In terms of quarterback play, fine, I guess. I just the game itself, it didn't and also while
the game itself was definitely way better, especially with what they were doing.
While I understand the Bears' defense, at the same time the preparation isn't the same because of the disarray in the locker room.
For who?
For the defense. I don't think that it's the same defense with how much disarray is going on. That's why I don't hang my hat on it really at all, because it was just it was just a mess. If we can go with Brock at 5 if you want. So Burrow 4, Brock at 5.
I think Brock has to go there. He only missed 5 passes. I mean, he's the second highest rated QB this week. I think he's got to go up there.
Yeah, we can. I don't know. I'm starting to not like what I see from Purdy because in the first year it looked like he was elevating guys. At this point, it's starting to look like he's a product of what's around him.
But he doesn't have a lot of guys right now. A lot of guys are hurt.
Exactly. But the whole point is to be able to elevate your guys.
Yeah, he had a great game this week.
Yeah,
he had a great game this week.
It's not like he hasn't had Debo and Juwan the whole year. And George Kittle.
But we can't talk crap on Debo, but then when it comes to QB corner, be like, oh, but you got Debo. Me and you both have said that we don't think Debo's
No. But all I'm saying is he's had these guys all year. So where has this been all year? It's not like all of a sudden they picked up.
I think it's the running game.
What the f*** are you talking about? They had Isaac Grendo this week. They're on their 7th running back. They're on their 7th running back.
Yeah, I'm saying that's the reason why they haven't been that great, is because they're on their 7th running back. I mean, they haven't had a lot of
Okay, but
good
so then
running
is
backs.
Brock just a running back merchant?
What do you mean a running back merchant? This is just called basic level of play in the NFL. You got to have
We watched Joe Burrow tonight.
Okay, Joe Burrow's an alien. We all know that. Okay, we can't. I am not putting Brock where Joe Burrow is level of QB play. I think Joe Burrow is by far one of the best QBs ever. He's on the level of Patrick, right?
Yeah.
He is when it comes to his arm talent.
Camera froze, as you can see. We're just going to pick up. So Brock at 5. So then are we switching Goff to 6?
Yes, I think that's where we were going.
Okay. So Goff at 6. You're fine with that?
Yep.
Okay. Goff at 6. After Goff, I've got Tua. Completion percentage is not great. 33 of 47, 331, 2 tugs, no interceptions. It's the Jets, but I vaunted him a little bit because I like seeing the downfall of the Jets.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I bumped him a little bit. The next guy I have on the list probably could go over him, but also I had to take the next guy on the list because he threw picks. So I've got 2 at 7. I'm interested to hear if you have a counter for this, what it would be, because, there's not really anyone else statistically left.
I do not have a counter.
Okay.
It was just Tua.
Okay, so you're fine with 2 at 7. Okay, so after 2, I've got Baker.
Baker, I like that one.
Because he's got 18 to 29, so 11 incompletions, 295, which is kind of crazy, 295 on 18 completions. 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, though. That's where I had to knock him down.
Yeah.
And it's the Raiders, so 2 picks against the Raiders. Come on, Baker. We can do better. You've got Mike Evans back. You've got the run game. I know Bucky Irving went down, but K. Otton's a weapon. Rashad White's a weapon. Mike Evans is a weapon. The defense is back.
Yeah.
I know you're risking it for the biscuit, Baker, but at this point, we're trying to make a playoff run here. We need to clean it up. So, Baker at 8. 9, this is kind of funny. I have Jalen Hurts here. I legitimately considered doing the duo of Aiden O'Connell and Desmond Ridder at 9 because of how bad Jalen Hurts was this week. I put him at 9 because of the tush push, and he's got 2 rushing touchdowns. So let me read what he's got: 14 to 21, so 7 incompletions, 108 cooked another one of my parlays. You sexy bastard. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. 8 rushes for 59 yards and a touchdown.
I think because there a lot of people when you go strictly off of stats, they'll be like, "Oh, you guys didn't watch the games." I think when it comes to Jalen Hurts tush pushes, that's one of those where it's if you watch the game, you're like, "Okay, those 2 rushing touchdowns, not impressive."
It is 1. I thought it was 2, but it's 1.
It's 1.
Yeah, it's 1.
Yeah, but
he just has more touchdowns than every other guy on the list. So at this point of what we're looking at,
yeah, I've run out of my QBs.
Okay,
so it's up to you. But I'm fine with an Aiden O'Connell Desmond Ridder combo.
Right, I really looked at it. I mean, because look, if we combine their stats, basically we're looking. Aiden O'Connell was 11 of 19, 104, 1 interception, no touchdowns, 6 rushes, 6 yards, 1 tug. Desmond Ridder, 12 of 18. 101, no tugs, no interceptions, 2 rushes, 3 yards. So if you combine them, we're talking about 23 completions, 205 yards.
I like how we're combining QB stats.
No touchdowns, 1 interception, 8 rushes for 9 yards and a touchdown.
Hell yeah. Better than Jalen. I mean, and Eagles fans, they're starting to say it too. They're like, what is up with our passing game? What is up with Jalen?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people questioning how good of a QB he is.
You know, I Jalen's got 3 touchdowns. The other one I look at here I considered was Russ, 15 to 26, 158, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. The more I talk about it and I think about that extra touchdown that Jalen has and the fact that he has a Saquon Barkley, I kind of am talking myself into putting Russ here at 9.
Yeah, it's also against the Panthers.
Yeah.
So I don't think Jalen should make the list off of a performance like that against the Panthers.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I don't have any counters.
I have on here Caleb bitch-ass Williams. That's what I have. Anyways, yeah, I don't I'm considering, like, the other ones I consider here are like Geno, 24-30, 6 incompletions, 233, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, beat the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Another win towards winning that division. So what do you think? What do you want? Do you want Russ, Jalen, or Geno is basically where we're at for this at 9.
I'll take Geno. No, because the reason I was going to take Geno is it applies to the Steelers as well. So give me Russ there.
Russ there versus the Browns?
Yeah, versus the Browns. Then the Cardinals. Because, I mean, the Cardinals defense, they played well. Mm-hmm. They've been playing well. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, I'm not going to get into it.
Okay.
I don't hold the Cardinals in high regards right now. All right. So
okay.
Predictions.
And then 10, unfortunately, I've got Patrick Mahomes. 24 of 37, 210, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, 4 rushes, 17 yards, and 1 Chris Collinsworth spooge.
Hell yeah. It was a great defense he was going
against.
Yeah,
it was and I mean, it's their, 10,000th win in December when the wind is blowing. I don't know. So I've got Mahomes here.
One-score games.
I don't want to put him on the list, but keeps winning games, so I have to put him somewhere, so he's at 10.
Put him on 10. That's fine.
All right. Mahomie. And then honestly after that, like I don't even want to rank the rest. The quarterback play was pretty bunts this week, kind of across the league. Will came back down to earth. Yeah, Mac threw 2 picks.
Yeah.
AOC, we talked about them. Kirk sucked. Winston sucked. Yeah.
It's a bad week for me because I like guys like that.
Yeah.
It's a bad week for me.
Yeah, it was tough. It was a tough week. It at least made the top 10 easier. So there we go. Let's do conviction predictions. We have a full slate of games, a full 16, I believe. No teams on the bye. Correct me if I'm wrong. 4 primetime games.
4
primetime games, a double header on Monday. Thankfully, they put the game that we are going to watch on ESPN Plus. That's the better one. So that'll be fun. So again, 16 games, 4 primetime slots, 2 Devin Zane Buffet Sports spotlights that we're going to talk about. We start on Thursday night in San Francisco. This is for their season. They play the Rams, and they're going to get boat raced. After watching the Rams put up 44 beans against the Bills defense, they came out flat in the first half. I understand. But if you think that they were playing a team last week that put up 4 actual yards and a first down in last week in the Bears. Matt Stafford is not Caleb Williams. He is an actual gunslinger, and there is 2 aliens on the other side of the ball, one white and one from the islands, that are going to rip apart the 49ers defense. So give me the Rams in a landslide.
Puka Nacua is my guardian of victory. He has willed me to, I think I'm 10-3 right now in fantasy.
He's willed you to at least 3 games.
Yeah.
3 or 4 games you've won solely Puka.
Solely off of Puka. He is my guardian of victory. I think it is only right that now, I guess I can't be his guard. I would be his teacher of victory. His predictor of victory.
Okay.
I want the Rams, is what I'm trying to say.
All right, we'll go Rams here. Now, Sunday Night Football, we have Packers-Seahawks. This is kind of like a sneaky spot here. Sneaky trap spot for the Packers because they did just lose to the Lions.
Lions curse.
We know about the Lions curse here. The Seahawks, in the event that the Niners lose, they're basically done, and they're basically just competing with the Rams, which they've got to win. So in our eyes, the Rams are going to win this game. So Seahawks are playing for something big here. They're playing for the division. They're going to come out and try and swing. We know the curse that the Packers have coming off of the Lions. That's a really heartbreaking loss.
Yeah.
I'm going Seahawks. I'm following the trend.
You're going Seahawks?
I'm going Seahawks.
Ooh, what can I say? Except you're welcome. I don't know why I said that. I do like the Packers in this game. I continue to think that the Seahawks are a bit fraudulent, a little bit more than everyone else right now. And, Packers, they are coming off of the Lions curse.
I think it's fraudulent, but it's a trap spot.
They are coming off of the Lions curse, but like we have said, the Lions have been very injured on defense. Yeah. Most of the reason why the Lions have a curse is because how hard hitting they are on defense. Yeah. A lot of those guys are injured. I don't think a lot of guys really got banged up in that game, to be honest. I didn't see a lot of those big hits. Actually, I think, did Terrion Arnold go out that game?
I was literally just about to bring up Terrion Arnold because I was looking at it earlier today, and I was trying to figure out. It took me way too much time, so I quit. But in the middle of it, I was trying to figure out if there's a Terrion Arnold curse for receivers.
Yeah.
Because it was like 3 straight receivers that he had a PI on the next week were terrible. So I was like, tell me that he had a PI on Jalen Reed, please.
Yeah, but I think this is going to be a big game for Jalen Reed. Jalen Reed had 0 receptions, 0 yards. He did nothing versus the Lions.
Buns, I'll see you in Detroit. I'll see you in Detroit. Go lick a dick.
I think he's going to have a bounce back game. I think he's going to have a really good game. If I could bet him over 100 yards, I would. Give me the Packers.
You're going Packers. I'm so glad you went Packers so that the curse is not evicted on the Seahawks. They're going to win that game now. Monday night, we are going to talk about the boring game. First, we got Falcons Raiders. There's allegedly we're still going to get Kirk. I don't wish injury on anybody. But if Kirk were to roll his ankle so we could see Michael Penix for the last 5 weeks, I wouldn't be mad about it.
If you got a 5-week cramp,
yeah,
that'd be sweet.
yeah, just stub your toe in the practice facility.
Yeah.
I just want to see Michael Penix play football. I think the Falcons should just hang it up at this point in the year. And so, but coming back to the game here, the Raiders stink.
Yeah,
Desmond Ridder is going to be playing football for the Raiders. Now, it's a revenge game. The Falcons are his old team. He's got a Jacoby Myers, and that's it.
No, he's got Brock Bowers.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
He's got Rookie of the Year, Brock Bowers.
Rookie of the Year, Brock Bowers. That still is not enough, though. I'll take the Falcons no matter who's under center. It could be Bijan.
It could be Bijan.
It could be Bijan, so I'll take the Falcons in this game.
You know, Kirko, everybody's heard the stat.
Bang.
Everybody's heard the stat. Last 4 games, 0 TDs, 4 interceptions. You
More
think
than that.
We're
up to
8
6
interceptions.
now.
8
Yeah.
interceptions. That's what it was. It was 8
6+.
interceptions.
Yeah.
You think he's gonna break that curse? Get a win here?
I think they'll win. I still think Kirk is terrible.
You think he'll pass for a TD though?
Yeah, at least one. He's got to have at least one.
To Darnell Mooney?
No, probably to Bijan. Probably like a little forward jet sweep to Bijan or something dumb.
So I kind of hope that we get to see Michael Penix as well. So let's invoke the curse on this Monday night.
Okay.
This beautiful Monday night that it will be. Give me the Falcons as well.
All right. On the other Monday night slate, the one that matters, the one that's going to be fun to watch here, we get to watch on national television a number 1 overall pick crash and burn. I hope that they are just terrible for the rest of the year. Bears versus Vikings in Minnesota. Sam Darnold's coming off of a literal franchise record week. I want to talk about this more next week, but let me stay on task here. Bears versus Vikings. Give me the Vikings. Give me the Vikings.
I think it's an easy pick.
Yeah. They have the ability to overcome the curse.
Yeah, and the one thing that they also have is that they have a defense that has confused the QB like Aaron Rodgers, confused like every QB ever, and then you get a rookie QB that's going to go play them.
Yeah.
I think
it's going to be a rough day.
It's going to be a rough day.
I'm going to be playing DJ Moore that game.
Yeah, it's going to be a very rough day for Caleb. I think.
I mean, they've got a Jordan Addison, they've got a TJ Hawkinson, they've got a Justin Jefferson, they've got a freaking Aaron Jones, they've got a Sam Darnold. Like
they got it all.
They got guys.
They got it all. And what you said before, I think, is accurate. I think now that they've lost both their head coach, offensive coordinator, right?
I just don't think these guys are playing for anybody anymore.
Exactly. They don't really have a culture right now, except for, unless Caleb can instill a culture.
And I don't want to be a part of any culture that Caleb Williams is starting.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think any of the Bears defensive players are going
to show up.
I think they're booking their trip to Cancun right now.
I would agree with you.
It's a very obvious decision.
Yeah.
Give me the Vikings.
Okay. Now we have the 2 Buffet Boys Spotlight games. Both of them are in the 2:00 range here. So we're going to start with Steelers-Eagles because this one has big implications on the, sort of big implications on the NFC. They're each NFC, AFC. I think the Steelers are out in terms of winning the AFC. Like, Chiefs have locked that up pretty much. I think unless they have just like a landslide over the next couple weeks. But it has more implications for how the NFC shakes out. Yeah. Because if the Lions start to get shaky down the line, if the Vikings start to get shaky down the line, the Eagles are in perfect trajectory to take over the division, to take over that number 1 slot. And if it's me you're asking, there's one team that can stop Saquon Barkley, and it's the Steelers. Let me put an asterisk. Not stop, contain. Keep under 100 yards.
Keep under 100.
I'm going to take the Steelers here. God, I can't believe I'm picking Russell Wilson, but I think George Pickens is coming back. NBA young boy is going to be messing with those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you're telling me that white boy's going to guard George Pickens. That's what you're telling me right now?
No way, dude.
He's going to feast.
Yeah, he's going to feast.
He's going to feast, and I think if you can get Najee going, and just to be a little bit of a bruiser, set the tone early, get the Eagles off the field. They are slow starters. We've talked about this.
Yes,
they suck in the first quarter.
Yeah.
If you can... The Steelers have shown us the 5th gear. They have the capacity to turn it on when they want. If they can turn it on here early and in the first quarter, come out, punch the Eagles in the mouth, and put them in a hole, they're not built to play from behind because Jalen Hurts cannot throw the ball, and you need Saquon Barkley to front run. So, I think there's a path here. I'm taking the Steelers.
Well, when it comes to what you said about them not playing from behind, there was an interesting stat that I heard to where when they are behind, they continue to run the ball more than they pass it. No matter what, they run the ball. So it really, that entire offense has now been built around Saquon. They do not utilize Jalen, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert as much as they used to.
Yeah.
Do I think that Minkah Fitzpatrick and T.J. Watt can contain Saquon? Yes, I do believe so. But at the same time, we've seen this earlier in the year when Eagles fans start chirping about how we're 2-2, we're not doing enough, fire this flipping head coach. They turn it around.
Yeah.
And I believe they're going to turn it around. And I think a big win versus the Steelers will be the perfect thing to happen to where now Eagles fans are like, yeah, we never said any of those things about our head coach. We actually love our head coach. And then next week they'll probably lose and they'll be like, get this guy the hell out of here.
Yeah.
So give me the Eagles.
You're going Eagles. Only counter I have to that is I think Mike Tomlin is more sane. Like, I think when it comes down to the end of the game, I just think that they're a little bit more, the Steelers are a little bit more adultish, and I think that they can hold it together in those certain situations. So that's what I'm banking on here if it comes down to like a nail biter. Okay, the most important game of the week, it's a shame that it's not in any prime time slot. I think this is Super Bowl preview. Lions inviting the Bills in to Detroit, coming off of a huge win against the Packers. Bills coming off of a big loss against the Rams. Both teams are fired up here. This is a massive game beyond the Eagles, Steelers. This is a bigger game for both divisions. And what comes out of this, I'm going to let you go first on this because I want to see where you go here. I've got to lean, but I'm gonna see where you go, and I'll see where my lean lands.
Here's where I'm gonna go with this. So the Bills allowed the Rams to just throw the ball all over the court.
Yeah.
Jared Goff is very good at throwing the ball. Sometimes it's definitely the slider has gone to most of the time.
Yes,
for sure. But sometimes he is not great at throwing the ball around the field. He's definitely not a Matthew Stafford. I think Detroit Lions fans are going to hate that.
Yeah.
But I think if you are not a fan of either of those teams and you look at the quarterbacks, Matthew Stafford, better arm talent.
That's why we have – oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. But they can run the ball. So it really just comes down to the run game because I am thinking here, this is my prediction, is that – they will not be able to pass it as well as the Rams will, so they will be able to run the ball. Can the Bills stop the run? I don't know. because we saw Christian McCaffrey, but he got hurt.
Yeah.
So we don't really know how well.
It was snowing.
And it was snowing, so we don't really know how well they can. As of this week, obviously, like you can look at like the rest of the season and see how they're doing. But we're talking about like right here, right now, past couple of weeks, how they've been doing stop and run. We don't really know, but I do know that the entire Lions defense is hurt, and Josh Allen just came off of a record-breaking week, and he lost the game. He's going to be fired up. Mac Hollins looks outstanding right now. Their entire wide receiver core looks outstanding, and James Cook didn't really get a lot of play. I think James Cook's going to get a lot more play, and I think they are going to beat the Lions. Lions fans, I will apologize for not picking your team right here. I'm so sorry that I didn't pick your team. I don't think they're terrible. I just think the Bills are going to win this week.
Okay, so you're going Bills.
I'm going to go Bills.
Okay, well, then my lean feels right then. I look at this game against the Rams, and like you said, you don't think they're going to be able to pass the ball as well. I don't disagree with you. I don't think that we're going to get 320 passing yards again out of the Lions in this game. Mm-hmm. But what they have is the next guy up mentality.
Yes, they do.
What we witnessed was 137 total rushing yards and 3 rushing touchdowns from the Rams in this game. 87 of which came from Kyron Williams. Now, they handed him the rock a lot. There was a lot of possessions.
How many of those touchdowns were in the red zone goal line?
I don't know. I'd have to look closer. I don't know just from like looking at it. The one thing that the Lions have that no other team has, and you alluded to it with the run game, is that they can take 8 minutes off the clock.
Yeah.
So, yes, Josh Allen's going to be fired up. Mm-hmm. Yes, he's going to be making plays. Mm-hmm. But if you go down and score in 2 minutes, congratulations, you got to go sit for 10.
Yeah.
And that breaks up all momentum you have. Mm-hmm. That tuckers out a defense, especially when it comes down to the second half. It tuckers out the offensive line as well when you got that kind of thing. But I'm going to go Lions here. I think that we're going to see, again, this is Super Bowl preview, and I think this is where we're really going to see how suffocating the Lions' run game is. Mm-hmm. If they come out first quarter and they take 6 to 8 minutes off the clock and end with a David Montgomery up the middle, run through your face, I mean, it's going to be like that defense, especially coming off of this week, like because Lions are coming off a mini bye. These guys are coming off of, it's a normal week for them. But look, they're going to be tired. They were going up and down that field. They were on that field a long time. So I'm going Lions here.
I will agree with you. I will say I don't know about the rushing TDs. If they are within 5 yards in, I will say that's not really what I was talking about. I'm more talking about like big gashes from Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. Like if they can stop that, then I think they can win. But yeah, it's going to be hard to do for sure.
It's going to be tough to do, and they've got all sorts of guys. I mean, we saw Tim Patrick have 2 touchdowns last week.
I know.
And he hasn't scored a touchdown in literally 3 calendar years.
Yeah.
Not football seasons, calendar years.
Yeah.
Jameson Williams is liable to do anything. What?
Is it in Bills or
It's in Detroit.
It's in Detroit?
It's in Detroit. Oof. Yeah. Tough road stretch for the Bills. Okay, 2-minute drill. We got to go through these here. We have 12 games to go through in 2 minutes. So we start from the top in 3, 2, 1. Ravens, Giants. I'm taking the Ravens.
Ravens.
Okay. Jets, Jags. What's your lean?
Jets.
Just to spite you, I'm going to go Jags. Give me Mac Jones, baby. Boys, Panthers.
Give me the Panthers. Surprisingly.
Upset.
Yeah, give me the Panthers.
Micah was crying at the end of this game, and Micah's the kind of guy that, like, when you see him crying, he's like the rage crier. I think we're going to see him beat MVP Micah. And I am scared for my sweet Bryce Young. My sweet little Bryce Young. I'm very terrified for him. Okay, Mando's Saints.
Give me the Mandos.
Yeah, of course. Next, we've got Bengals Titans.
Son of a, give me the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. This they're gonna try and win out. Yeah. Chiefs Browns.
Chiefs Browns.
Chiefs Browns.
So, where is it?
in Cleveland.
Oh, do I do it? I'm going to do it. Give me the Browns.
Give you the Browns. I'm going with you.
Screw the Chiefs.
I'm going. What the? No.
What? No, I said screw the Chiefs.
Oh, I thought you said screw it. I'm going Chiefs.
No,
I was like,
screw
what?
the Chiefs.
No,
give me the Browns.
All right. Finns Texans. Interesting game. This could have been one that we could have done spotlight for, but I just don't think the Dolphins are real.
Coming out of the bye, give me Texans.
Yeah, me too. I agree with you.
That's gonna be tough. It's a tough game.
Yeah, it's in.
We have 25 seconds.
Oh gosh. Okay, Pats cards.
Pats. No cards.
You're going cards.
Cards.
I'm going Pats. Broncos Colts.
Colts.
Broncos. Bucks Chargers.
Chargers. No Bucks.
You want Bucks?
No Chargers. Sorry. Chargers.
You want Chargers?
Yeah.
Guardian of Victory. Give me Big Show. 2 seconds on the clock. And there it is. There's the 2-minute drill.
That was everything?
That was everything.
Oh, Jesus.
There's some picks in there that I don't feel good about.
I kind of want Bucks right now, dude.
I know. I don't. There's a couple in there that I'm like, the Cardinals one, the Cardinals Patriots. I want it to be fun now. Like I want to see the Patriots win that game.
Mm-hmm.
I like Cardinals kind of just like threw my prediction away after last week, after the last 2 weeks, and so I'm kind of just like, all right.
There's a couple of really good ones in there that we had to take time to think, and then we get the Bucks Chargers, which we really needed time to think about.
No, Big Show, Guardian of Victory.
Yeah, just give me Guardian of Victory, goddammit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Big Show on that one, just because I want to see. It would help me out as a Broncos fan to see them lose another game, and then also it would be fun to see the Bake Show just grind their way back in, especially if the curse is invicted on the Falcons and the Raiders win this game and they get to play spoiler. That just basically ends it, and the Bucks are it pushes them into the playoffs. It makes it tougher on the Chargers because you guess what happens if the Chargers do lose this game?
What?
It opens the door for the Bengals.
Hell yeah.
Which it's a long shot.
And that's going to hurt.
Yeah.
Because I want both of them to be in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. And
kick the Chiefs out already. They're not allowed to play in the playoffs.
As things stand right now, going into Week 15, as the playoffs stand, this is what we've got. If you've been living under a rock and you didn't watch any games this week. In the AFC, KC at 1. They've got the 1 seed. If the playoffs ended today, Buffalo would be playing the Denver Broncos. The Pittsburgh Steelers would be playing the Chargers, and then we would have Houston, Baltimore in the first round. In the NFC, it is Detroit walking out with the 1 seed. Philly is the 2 right now. They would be playing the Washington Commanders, sneaky spot. Seattle is the 3. They would be playing Green Bay. We get a preview this week. And then Tampa Bay would be playing Minnesota in that 4-5 game, and that would just be a bloodbath, I think. So the Bengals now, after tonight's win, are in the 10 spot. They're 5-8. With Miami losing to the Texans, they drop. Indiana losing to the losing to the Broncos, they drop. And then
they probably will.
Which they probably will. Colts and then the Chargers, if they lose, doors open. They'd be 6-8 coming out of this week with, honestly, let's look at the rest of their schedule. Titans, Browns, Broncos, Steelers. So, you've got 3 teams, the last 3 teams you play after the Titans. Yeah. Like, if you beat the Broncos, that's a huge win to get in. So, I'm not saying it's over.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's over for them.
It's never over.
It's never over. Wouldn't it be something?
I'd love it.
Wouldn't it be something?
Make me cream.
There it is, guys. You got anything else you want to throw in there?
I got nothing.
Thanks for blowing up the Hope Core video, y'all. We appreciate you.
I'm gonna make 15 more and spam them.
He put a lot of work into that. We love you guys. Thanks for blowing up the short form. You guys have been awesome lately, and keep watching it. Hopefully, we're giving you what you want. I'm Devin, that's Zane. This is Buffet Sports. You can catch us on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at buffet.sports. Ooh. Ciao.
Yeah, okay, good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe in. Dropping heat like every season. Underdog like Willie Beeman. Classic like